So I'm going to try and cover this as much as I can, but expressions within source. So you've got bugs, animals, etc., meaning microbacteria life. There's a lot on that level. 3D reality, humanity and extraterrestrial life. This also goes into hidden human projects, programs and artificial intelligence. You've got fairies, nature spirits, Bigfoot, moving up to and including ultra-terrestrials on and off-world and dark masters and ascended masters, thought form realms, angelic intelligences, source, and what I would call super source, which would be, once in one experience I was taken to the peripheral of this universe and it was like, this is God with its own planes and dimensions. And there are other ones that you can ascend from this state and go like a cell divides in two, and I actually had to stop and be put back in body because I was like, that's some next level stuff that I'm not ready to comprehend, that next level. So the way I'd equate it is, if we look at the soul level and imagine my body's God, each cell is a different soul that makes up the body of God. And then God, with other gods, the cells that are created, from this one intelligence that encompasses all consciousness. So, moving on, source, shapeless, formless, unbounded consciousness. And in between each colour, or basically a representation there in colour, is we've got the interplane. So you've got a space between all, not just densities, but dimensions, which are two different things, but there's a place between each frequency. That's an interplane. And that's a place between realities of just being. You've got the realm of awareness of self, free will, and can create. This is where we create. And you've got now realms that create through sound, the creation phase. You've got the manifestation phase, thought comes into being, and realms of light, where spirit, astral, etheric, thought form and angelic realms reside. And you've got physical material reality, space, time, matter, 3D world. So I'm really compressing all this because over the years what I found was, when I've been helping people, some people have watched ghost hunters and they think their house is haunted and they're having ET contact. Or they could even be psychic and don't even know that they're psychic. Or I go to somebody's house and they're at the time into UFO hunters or UFO shows, and they think they're having ET contact and it was a haunting. But because they've got their lens and their reality of where they're coming from through education, which is very minimal because of a television show, that's where their intention was going, oh, it's got to be this because that's the only thing that can explain it, where I found it mix and still do on a regular basis. States of being for humans, ETs, and ultra-terrestrial and ultra-dimensional intelligences. So there's the awake state, there's the sleep state, there's the dream state, there's the thought, witness and aware state, which we went through. There's the unbounded state, which is shapeless, formless and unbounded. There's the universal conscious state, and then there's where you're plugged into source and there's no difference between you and it, which is the God consciousness state. Humans, ETs and ultra trans-dimensional capabilities. This is going from our abilities as humans into assistance with technology. So you've got remote viewing, you've got consciousness-assisted technologies that can assist you with remote viewing and even AI. You've got lucid dreaming, you've got a trans-dimensional state, and then you've got things like looking glass, which is technology. We hear about this out of Area 51. You've got levitation, consciousness-assisted technologies that can assist with levitation. You've got teleportation, and then you've got transporter technology. You can manifest, like I showed you with that being, we can manifest through thought. But then you've also got replicators, just like on Star Trek, devices that can manufacture what you're wanting to create and or manifest. You've got healing via intention and prayer, and then you've got things like med beds. Then you've also got astral travelling, bilocation and time travelling technologies that can assist with experiencing those things. And I'm going through this because we've got it, ETs have got it, and sometimes you're not sure who's behind it, and sometimes, like an angel doesn't need a craft, but an extraterrestrial might, but an ascended extraterrestrial can bilocate from their location to here and physically appear, but it's an extraterrestrial. It doesn't need a craft. So this is where it's very layered, but I'm trying to present this in a digestible manner. Civilizations and individual levels of consciousness. You've got our current state. You've got when you achieve peace. You've got galactic and transdimensional civilization, which step into extragalactic, going out of this galaxy and transdimensional state. Then you've got the celestial angelic state, the I am state, and then the God consciousness state. We've gone from the God consciousness state out within it to experience and elevate back up to this state with the fruit, which is the experiences that we're enduring. And the ascension process of worlds. Level 1, which is local. Level 2, spacefaring to local systems, galactic and transdimensional awareness. Level 3, extragalactic and transdimensional awareness. Level 4, ascended and transdimensional. Level 5, celestial. Level 6, I am. Level 7, God consciousness. Level 8, create your own universe.